We tested 55,000 rape kits across 20 states with our investment. And of those kits we tested, more than 18,000 newly developed DNA profiles were extracted from biological evidence and uploaded into the FBI's combined DNA index system, which is called CODA. Now, to date, and there will be more solutions of crimes and there will be more prosecutions, but to date, that investment has already yielded 186 new arrests, 64 convictions, including 47 sexual assault convictions. It's worth reiterating that not every case will be solved or lead to a prosecution, but testing every kit is our best practice and it is our moral imperative, both to ensure survivors receive the support and action they deserve, but also to ensure that these backlogs never happen again.
So for over 4.5 decades, convicted serial rapist killer Samuel Little wreaked havoc across our country, destroying lives in his wake. In the past year, Little confessed to 93 rape homicides. 93. Thanks to the innovative work of BJA, and as the DA alluded to, started under Carol's leadership prior to my coming on, and with Dr. Williamson here today, one of the leaders on the team, working with the FBI's Violent Criminal Apprehension Program and the Texas Rangers, and coordinating with DAs and investigators across the country, they incredibly corroborated 49 of those confessions. And for those who may be wondering, why is this important, what he had done over 4.5 decades, the 4 brave heroes standing behind me evidence why this is important. The case may be cold, but the pain isn't. The pain is real, the pain is present, it doesn't go away. And that's why we are all collectively committed to pursuing, capturing, prosecuting those responsible for these heinous crimes. Let's get these kits processed, let's get them tested, let's build the best practices to get value out of this. Let's make the world cell block small for these serial killers.
I am Ilse Knecht. I'm the Policy and Advocacy Director for the Joyful Heart Foundation, founded by Law And Order SVU actress, advocate, director, Mariska Hargitay. Since 2010, Joyful Heart has made elimination of the rape kit backlog our top priority. In 2014, we were given the opportunity to work with the District Attorney's Office to think through what a meaningful impactful investment in rape kit reform would look like. And we were so glad to partner with a team with so much commitment to obtaining justice for survivors.
Taiwan's attack in Michigan, our next speaker, left her both mentally and physically scarred. But I think those are the battle scars of a warrior who protected the safety of her 6 children who were at home during her hours-long attack. After the police refused to prosecute her attacker for rape, she left her state and moved to New York.
I physically go to the police department. I'm in the detective's office. I'm inquiring about my case. She says, "Oh, got a 30-day hold on him." She calls the jailhouse. "Oh, he shipped off." My hands go in the air and I say, "How? I haven't been to court." She said, "Oh, we got your number, right? Don't worry about it. He did 25, he's doing 25 for being habitual and 15 for home invasion." Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't finish school. I was in special ed. All I've ever had was my wits. Something told me that was not right. But out of respect for her, I walked out of there. Well, right now, currently, I'm awaiting trial. I'm hurt. I'm disgusted. All these intelligent people made it to such great positions. The woman who lied to me ended up retiring and becoming president of a council. They say, "Oh, it happened a long time ago." 1996, 20-something years ago. My finger hurts every day. I have a wire in my finger. I'm still petrified. I'm wondering when I'm gonna get told that I need to get it amputated.
I cried and thought to myself, why did this happen? What could have I done differently? I decided not to shower as to not to wash away any evidence that police might need. I sat on my couch and fell asleep. Later on that day, my husband, who I was separated with at the time, brought the kids home to me. I told him what had happened, and as I was telling him, Mo showed up at my apartment. And my ex told him he needed to leave. Mo left just to return 20 minutes later and knocked on the door again. At that time, I was already on the phone with the police. The police came and arrested him for a 6-inch knife concealed. The police said they couldn't arrest him at that time because it was my word against his word. The police asked me to get the rape kit done, so my mom took me right away. The police contacted me and told me that I would have to come to a conference call to Mo's phone to see if I can get him to say anything about that night. Unfortunately, Mo had disconnected his phone, and so that's as far as the case went for 15 years.
The officers show up, and I gave them the info that they asked for, and they go and question Nathan. They come back stating, he says it wasn't rape, it was consensual, and you paid for the room. So I was shocked, hysterical, and ashamed, all while waiting out in the parking lot. All I could muster as a response was, I just want to go home, just let me go home. So the officer gave me his card with the case number and sent me on my way. It was later that I decided on my own to obtain a rape kit. I was never offered at the scene to get a rape kit by the responding officers, nor was I even contacted by a detective after. It wasn't until February 2017 that I got a knock on my door from Detective Dallas Wilson and a victim's advocate, Colleen Phelan. And my chapter was reopened. They told me about the recent grant funds Pima County had received and that my kit had been tested and DNA was identified. They asked if I'd be willing to prosecute. Yes, I was no longer going to be silent. Long story short, myself and 8 other brave women pulled together and we brought Nathan Loewe to trial to seek justice.
We know that many rapists are serial offenders and they don't stop until they are stopped. That's why Joyful Heart is committed to passing legislation in all 50 states to reform rape kit handling, to make sure that rape kits are counted, to make sure they're tracked, to make sure they're tested in a timely manner, and to make sure that survivors are given the right to know the status of their rape kit. Because many of them leave the hospital and they never hear again, as you've heard from these stories, about their rape kit or a single thing about their case.
I believe fundamentally there was a gender bias at issue, that a crime that was mostly a crime involving women was simply not viewed as important to solve or to be investigated as rigorously as crimes that were much easier for folks to identify with. For example, gun crimes. As I said, no gun ever goes untested. Drugs are tested, whether it's a small amount of cocaine or a ton. Law enforcement's priorities in those cases is clear. And Dean, I think that one can't look at these statistics about untested rape kits, one can't hear the stories that we've heard and not conclude that in jurisdictions there were serious crimes of sexual violence being occurred that were being ignored by the police.